Good evening, everyone. Hope you are having a good Friday night. I'm going to just kind of fill you in on what's going on around here, just in case anything goes haywire. And that is that we have been having nasty, nasty storms all day long. And we're under like a tornado watch, but watch doesn't really mean anything, right? But I will tell you this, we've had some nasty storms, 70-mile-an-hour winds, and baseball-size hail broke my cousin's daughter's window out of her car. I mean, it's been nuts, you know. My dad and my stepmom, they have no power. My mom's power's gone out. So far, at the moment, as you can see, my power is holding firm. I think things are kind of settling down. It is still storming out there, but it's not nearly as nasty as it was, and it seems to kind of be moving away. But understand this, if something crazy happens and I lose the power, you know the break would just drop out right there, right? And I would not be able to do anything about it until the power came back on. So if that happens, you'll know what happened. Hopefully it's not going to happen, but just given the current state of circumstances around here, I felt like I should probably bring that up. One more little piece of business before we get started tonight. I have got a lot of unpaid teams, especially in encased basketball. Right now they belong to 3 different bidders. I have sent each of the 3 of you a message reminding you that you need to pay for your teams, please. And if you do not get your teams paid for, we may have to resell those because it's a lot of money, and I can't leave that much money just sitting there unattended and hope that somebody pays me. So guys, please get that done. And give me 1 second here. My spreadsheet for some reason is acting kind of funky, and I'm gonna download it again. If you'll just bear with me and see if when I try that, if that gets us squared away. S&S Design, I'm in Kentucky, and we have had all kinds of crazy weather here today. My dad lives a few miles away in Woodford County, and they actually have his county under a state of emergency because so much stuff happened there, which, yeah, like I said, he has no power. I mean, my dad's in his 80s, right? But no power, and they're saying he may not have any power till sometime tomorrow. And of course, it's been crazy hot, but the storm has cooled it off a little. So I tried to get him to go to a hotel. He wouldn't do it. And my mom's power went out. She lives closer to me a little bit, but she said that hers came back on. So I think at least she's good to go, and I'm hoping my power holds out and we don't have any problems tonight. But again, if the break just suddenly drops in the middle, you're just be aware that that could be what happened if my electricity gets zapped. So FYI. All right, before we get started tonight, we do have a little bit of information to go over here. First up, it is about feedback. I get asked this a lot, so this is why I bring it up. My feedback is completely automated on eBay. So basically what that means to you is you don't ever have to wait on me to find time to post feedback or get caught up with feedback. Anytime you leave positive feedback for me, you should instantly get it in return. I say uh-oh because we have an outdoor warning system here in my city, and I just heard it go off. So they're getting ready to come over the loudspeaker. I won't be able to hear it here inside the house, but they're getting ready to come over the loudspeaker and make some other kind of weather-related announcement. So although I thought it was moving out of the area, that probably means it's not. But anyway, let's knock on wood, hope that the power holds and the tornado doesn't blow the house down, and we'll be all good. And then, of course, the second thing that you see there on that message or on the screen is a message to say thank you. I appreciate everyone who bids and breaks and chats and hangs out with me. So I'm glad to have you here tonight. Hopeful that we managed to make it through it with power intact. And once again, if you are just joining me, if you are one of the bidders that has not yet paid your invoice for encased basketball, please do that. I've got probably half the teams tied up in the 3 people that haven't paid. We either won't be able to do that break tonight, or those spots will have to be resold if we can't get those people to come in and pay their bills. So what you see next, this is a list of breaks that are coming up on eBay. This stuff is already listed and we'll be breaking it in the days ahead. So tomorrow night, you see we have an autographed football jersey, an autographed baseball jersey, a third case of Spectra, and a second case of Optic baseball. On Sunday, we will open a 9th case of Inception baseball and another half case of Allen and Ginter. Monday, we'll open some Onyx Clubhouse Collection game used batting gloves. A case of those means it's 3 boxes that makes up a case of those. And they're always fun, and the checklist is pretty good. Checklist is published, if you look at the listing description, if you kind of scroll down to the bottom where I always put the manufacturer information. I believe I copied and pasted the checklist into there too, or typed it out, one or the other. We will also open a Gold Rush Series 2 autographed full-size football helmet, another half case of Gold Standard, and some more Spectra basketball, Spectra basketball. On Tuesday, we'll open a triple play baseball box that is 1 autographed jersey, 1 autographed baseball, 1 autographed photograph, and a 5th case of Spectra and a 10th case of Inception. On Wednesday, we're going to open a Hit Parade Series 8 autographed football jersey. It has Tom Brady in it. I don't remember who else, but again, you know, those are always fun. And we'll open a full case of Cornerstones basketball, which comes out on Wednesday. We'll open a case of it on Wednesday. And Certified Football comes out on Wednesday. We'll open a case of that then as well. So that kind of gets us settled in for the days ahead. Now let's take a look at what we've got coming up tonight. So first up is our half case of Gold Standard. That will be followed by our full case of encased, assuming that these people will come and pay their bills, that is. And then a half case of Allen and Ginter baseball. So if you're here for Allen and Ginter, assuming that we can get encased done in there, I would expect that you've probably got about 30 to 40 minutes before we would head into Allen and Ginter. If the encased people don't pay their bills, we'll move forward and do Allen and Ginter after Gold Standard and move encased all the way to the back, in which case, you know, that would bring Allen and Ginter up a little faster. Everything tonight is a paid shipping break, and I'm projecting it to get out on Wednesday rather than, you know, that's a little bit later than I would normally say, but I did not get nearly what I had hoped to get done, actually done today because of some of the weather-related challenges and things that had to be dealt with, battening down the hatches and helping people out and whatnot. So projecting Wednesday. And, oh, sorry, consolation cards. We got to go back 1 second. If you're in one of these breaks tonight, Gold Standard, Encased, or Allen and Ginter, and you do not pull a card at all for your team, which I think really could only apply to Encased or Gold Standard, you are entitled to a consolation card for that team. It can be from any year in any series. I just grab it out of the team box of whatever team applies. And in this instance, I would send it out with the rest of the break since this is a paid shipping break. So if you get skunked, your consolation card or cards will ship when everything else ships. And if you are due any other consolation cards that have been over the last 90 days, those will ship out at the same time as well. So first up is 6 boxes of 2018 Gold Standard Football. This is a half case break, and it is break number 4. Everything we're opening tonight ended tonight, Friday night, the 20th of July, this stormy, stormy Friday night. And, of course, we have team names on the left, winning bidders across from it there on the right-hand side. And a new spreadsheet will go up before each and every break. So if you don't happen to be in Gold Standard, you're going to get a chance to see your name up there when we do get to your break. I'm getting ready to remove autofocus. I'm setting the focus manually. It will cause the background to go out of focus, and that's okay because we're still going to be able to see what we want to see. So this is the back half of the case that we started the other night. That's why all these boxes are numbered on the end, because when I start a new case but we don't finish the whole case that night, I take everything out when we first crack into the case, and I number it on the end, and I use random.org to determine which boxes we open in that first break versus the ones that are left for the second break. Those are just little styrofoam pieces. There's one in every box. So as you can see, each one of our boxes has in it one pack of cards. Each one of our packs of cards will have in it five hits. So they can be memorabilia cards, they can be autographs, they can be both autograph and memorabilia. But in general, we're going to find 5 hits per box / per pack. There will also be a couple of numbered base cards in here, sometimes parallels, but everything in Gold Standard is numbered, so there's no unnumbered cards that we're going to come across. Everything's going to be good to go. If I can manage to get it out of here. It just takes a minute, but it's always worth the wait because Gold Standard is such an awesome product. I'm a big fan of Gold Standard. Always liked it. I'm super sad that they took it away from us in basketball. We'd had it in basketball, gosh, since like 2009, I think. And then they didn't produce it this year in 17-18 for the first time. Of course, they just brought it back to football last year. It had only been in football one other time. That was in 2011. And then they did away with it, and then they brought it back last year. So, Gold Standard, bring us some good luck tonight. So we're starting off here with Deshaun Jackson. That is numbered to 99 for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Next out, we have Cedric Wilson for the Cowboys. That one to 49. Our first hit coming out tonight is Isaiah Oliver. There's one I don't pull very often, or haven't yet anyway. It's numbered to 149 for the Falcons. And there's DJ Moore for the Panthers. And DJ, where's your number? He is to 99. Sticker and relic. Sticker autograph, I mean, and relic. Well, eventually we'll get it in the sleeve now, won't we? Philip, I had no idea my eBay name was Fresh something or another. Yeah, I tell you, sometimes I've had my eBay name for like 20 years. So, yeah, sometimes we have interesting eBay names, myself included. This is a nice Jim Kelly relic, a nice 3-color relic there for the Bills, and it is numbered to 49. I see Earl Campbell coming up, so everyone is aware, anything we pull for the Oilers goes to the Titans, and it is numbered to 125. The reason it goes to the Titans, if you don't know this, that's because the Houston Oilers franchise relocated to Tennessee. And they renamed themselves first the Tennessee Oilers and then the current Tennessee Titans. And cards do stay with their franchises. Andy Dalton and the Bengals. And that is numbered to 125. And you can find information about all of that fun stuff about renamed, relocated franchises and all kinds of other fun stuff at the bottom of every one of my listing descriptions down there in the part where it says Special Circumstances. Here is Isaiah Wynn for the Patriots. That is numbered to 99. Isaiah looking handsome there in his, I would assume, draft night suit. Terrell Suggs to 49 for the Ravens. And then we have Maurice Hurst, numbered to 149 for the Raiders autograph. Panthers are about to score again. You have DJ Moore a second time. How about that? And that is also numbered to 99. So if you happen to have the Panthers tonight, I hope you like DJ Moore. Jojo, you asked, were there many Steelers hit in the first half of the case? You know what? I don't remember if we had... I don't remember what was in the first half of the case. I'll be honest with you. I do well to remember after the break what we've pulled. I sort and ship and break a lot of cards every night, and I'm sorry to tell you I don't remember, Jojo. Clay Matthews, numbered to 49. That's a really nice patch there. Gold gear is our insert. A mother load for Pat Mahomes. That's numbered to 99. You got all kinds of interesting things going on. Piece of the football, piece of the uniform. I don't know. That could be a piece of a glove or a shoe tread. I don't know. But anyway, It's a cool little collection of relics for the Kansas City Chiefs and Pat Mahomes. This is numbered to 199 for the Dolphins. It is Mike Gesicki. And once again, a reminder, if you have jumped in the meantime, if you are one of the 3 people in Encased Basketball that has not paid your bill, please pay your bill. We're not going to be able to break that unless you pay your bill, because the 3 people comprise about half the teams. This is Allen Robinson to 99 for the Bears. Keenan Allen to 49 for the Chargers. Bo Scarborough, Cowboys to 149. Ooh, I think I see something really cool coming. Am I right about what that is? Oh, I don't know if I'm right about what that is, but it definitely is different than anything else we've had. It is Jay Novacek, but this is obviously like an insert, right? This is not a typical gold standard kind of card. It is a Super Bowl insert for Jay Novacek. I got sidetracked trying to see if this thing is numbered or anything, and it's not. And I wonder, is it an extra hit or is it just one of our hits? Let's see. 1, 2, 3. That. What else did we pull out of here? Bo Scarborough. And was Gesicki in here too? I think maybe it's an extra hit. I should have counted them. Daggone it. Daggone it. Oh, Bear 17. You must be new. You know I say all the names wrong. You probably don't know because you're probably new, but listen, I say just virtually every name that can be pronounced. I'm going to pronounce it wrong 99% of the time. So anyway, that is a nice on-card autograph there for the Cowboys. Next, we have Marquise Valdez-Scantling. That is numbered to 99 for the Packers. So Bear's trying to tell me how I'm supposed to say it, which is Novacek. I always say whatever I said, Novacek. And then Hitman's laughing at me saying Novasac. I know, guys. I know I say all the names wrong. I'm aware of that. Everybody knows that about me. Calvin Ridley, DJ Moore, and Traquan Smith. Numbered to 199. We've got Falcons, Panthers, and Saints on that card. So we're going to set it aside here and come back around to it at the end of the break because we'll have to check our spreadsheet. You have to own 51% or more of the card to take it outright. Hayden Hurst and Lamar Jackson for the Ravens to 199. If no one owns 51% or more, then we're going to go to random.org, and that's what we will use to award the card. So that's kind of how that works. Kenyon Drake to 99 for the Dolphins. Antonio Brown to 25 for the Steelers, my Pittsburgh Steelers. For the Cardinals, we have Chase Edmonds to 49. Yeah, Bear 17 says LOL. You know what? I imagine there's like a whole group of people that probably just have a drinking game tied to how many names I mispronounce. And the bad thing is I can hear them pronounced 1,000,001 times. And when I say it, it still just somehow comes out wrong. I don't know what my problem is, but it's a well-documented fact. That is numbered to 99. It is Nick Chubb and the Cleveland Browns. Here comes a Steeler. Oh, you know what? I do remember seeing this gave me a little flashback. You asked me about it, and it was Kiesel, Fear the Beard, Brett Kiesel. We pulled out a couple of those. I think it was out of the first half of this case, but we pulled 2 out of 1 break. I do remember that. I think it was the first half. TJ Watt to 49 with a nice little patch there for Pittsburgh. And Jason, the Celtics, I believe were paid. Hang on a minute, guys. I'll tell you who we're looking for. And it's probably, I know, it's just somebody who hadn't seen the invoice yet or didn't, or maybe their power went out. I don't know. And looks like a couple of them have been paid. So we've got one, though, that still needs to be paid. And it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 teams on it. So yeah, got a lot of teams on that one. But the Celtics are not among them. So you are all squared away there, man. Thank you for checking on that. And sometimes too, I think eBay gives people weird checkout things. I know in the past people have thought they've paid and then eBay has done something weird and not processed the payment, and we've had a lot of that going on in recent months. Ito Smith to $199 for the Falcons. Here is Juju Smith-Schuster. I love Juju Smith-Schuster. That is numbered to 99, and they could have maybe given us a little more exciting group of relics there, but I guess, you know, we have to take what they give us, even when they give us what basically looks like all the same, except for one piece of football. That's it. That's it. Jojo says you're going to try to cry you a Rudolph or a James Washington. And Philip's going to, it says if he doesn't see some Rams, he might cry himself. So let's not have anyone cry. Let's see if we can work our mojo here and make that happen. Andrew Luck to 99 for the Colts. Then Alvin Kamara to 49 for the Saints. We next have a little Vita Vea to 149 for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I think that one's actually right. I think you really do pronounce his name Vita Vea. I think. You guys are all going, shaking your head somewhere going, no, you don't. Here is Josh Rosen for the Cardinals. That is numbered to 49. We've got a triple relic and autograph, so the Cardinals are officially happy. The Dolphins have themselves an awesome patch with Kiko Alonso. Golden jumbo threads, and it is numbered to 49. That's a really nice patch. I like that a lot, actually. Next up, we have golden threads for Sean Alexander and the Seahawks. That is numbered to 125. And you guys want to know what else is weird? Out of the first couple of breaks of this, we hit a ton of giants. Like maybe the first or second break, an extraordinary number of giants. Probably a third of the break was giants. And the giants are all over the checklist. Like they very heavily populate the checklist. And then the last couple of breaks, either none or one or two giants. Really weird. Raiders, Tim Brown. And where's the number for you, Tim? It is to 125. So the Raiders kind of, or the Giants, I mean, seem to be a little boom or bust in here. You either have 1 million of them, or you have none of them. I don't know why. I don't know what the deal is. And this is Travis Kelce to 99 for KC. We're going to follow that up with Dustin Hopkins to 49 for the Redskins. And you know, I almost said Dustin Hoffman, just out of habit. Isn't that awful? That replaced a hit. 150 Panini rewards points. We'll give it away momentarily using random.org. So everybody will be in on that. To 149, we have Rashawn Evans, Titans making an appearance. Uh-oh. Yeah, Browns. There it is. There is your Baker Mayfield to 99 autograph and relic. Nice little hit coming out there for the Cleveland Browns. Tyler Lockett, that's numbered to 125 for the Seahawks. Oh, Philip, you said you missed out on the Dolphins by a hair. Oh, I'm sorry. That's never any fun when something good comes out and you got outbid. This is numbered to 125. It is Jordan Poyer for the Buffalo Bills. So we have a little housekeeping to do before we recap. One of our housekeeping chores is this right here. 150 Panini Rewards points replaced one of our hits. We're going to use random.org to award that. Before we do that, we have this triple relic. Got 3 different teams on here. That's the Falcons, the Panthers, and the Saints. Here's how it's going to work, and I'll bring you along with me as we do it. I will go to the spreadsheet and see if anyone owns 2 of the 3 teams. You would have to own 2 of the 3 to give you 51% or more of the card. So if someone owns 2 of the 3, they take it outright. If no one owns 2 of the 3, then we go to random.org, and here's how that kind of rolls. I would, of course, put it in the order that it's on the card. So it would go in as Falcons, Panthers, and Saints. I would hit random 3 different times. The first 2 times would not count. It would be the third and final time that would determine where that card goes. So those are our 2 housekeeping chores that we've got to do. So let's get started on that. So our Falcons, that is BCAR 17. I think I called you Bear a while ago, didn't I? Why did I do that? I have no idea. I just glance over sometimes. It looked like Bear to me, so I even mispronounced your username. I told you. I did give you fair warning. Carolina Panthers, that is RJC 220. And then our New Orleans Saints, Patrick, we're going to go with Graha. Patrick Graha, 90. So yeah, no one owning 51% or more. So yeah, we got to roll on over here to random.org. Who did I say it was? Falcons, Panthers, and Saints in that order. Okay, so Falcons, Panthers, and Saints. And remember, the first 2 times that I hit this, it doesn't count. It's only the third one that's going to count. So the first one you can ignore, the second one ignore it. Here's our third and final. You'll see the 3 times down there. There's our date and time stamp. And of course that comes up as the Saints. The New Orleans Saints are taking home this little triple relic card right here, with Traquan Smith being our winning bidding position. And I'm sure everybody, I would hope everyone would know I don't write on the card, but I do write on the sleeve. So that's to remind me where it goes. Now we have this 150 Panini Rewards points because they, cheaped out and took away one of our hits and gave us that. So now we have to do something with it. So once again, I will bring you with me. This time I'm just going to copy and paste all of the teams. And we will only use random 1 time for this because we have a lot of items in our list with 32 items in there. I don't think we need to worry about random 3 times at that point. Tell you the truth, I don't really even necessarily know that you need to do random multiple times when it's a shorter list because, well, it is called random.org, but that's just kind of always the way it's been done. Like all breakers do that. I don't know who the first person was that started it, but we just all kind of fell in line and we're like lemmings over the cliff, and there you go. So once again, you can see all of our team names did get pasted in there correctly. Going to hit randomize 1 time. Team that comes out on the top, taking those rewards points home. And that goes to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So that is this little card right there. And I'm sure you guys probably know how Panini Rewards points work, but if you don't, when you get it, you can scan that code on the front and it'll download the app for you and walk you through the whole thing and all that. So, oh, Eric, it says 2 big rookie quarterbacks, and then Philip is like, you're going to try not to cry. Oh, Philip, I don't want to make you cry. I'm sorry, man. All right, so to recap, Buccaneers, 150 rewards points. Traquan Smith and the Saints are taking that card. And then we're not going to look at the backs and all that again. We're just going to go back through them, the front through here. So that was for the Titans. There's a nice little Nick Chubb for the Browns. Chase Edmonds for the Cardinals. A couple of relics there, including Lamar Jackson for the Ravens. Let's see if can I get it right, Novacek for the Cowboys. That one is an on-card autograph and obviously an insert, right? Because that is not, of course, at all even remotely like the rest of our gold standard cards. Bo Scarborough, Cowboys. Mike Gesicki for the Dolphins. Pat Mahomes for the Kansas City Chiefs. Nice relic for the Packers with Clay Matthews. But we're not done yet. There's a lot of hits in here, so we still have some other stuff to recap. The Seahawks and Tyler Lockett. There comes Baker Mayfield. Nice for the Browns. And I think I've pulled Marquez Valdez-Scantling for the Packers out of, I think, just about every gold standard break we've done. DJ Moore for the Panthers. Maurice Hurst for the Raiders. And I forgot who that was. Andy Dalton for the Bengals. Earl Campbell for the Titans. Jim Kelly, that's a nice relic for the Bills. A second DJ Moore for the Panthers. And Isaiah Oliver for the Falcons. And our last little stack delivers to us a Jordan Poyer for the Bills, Tim Brown for the Raiders, and Seahawks. But who is the player? Oh, Sean Alexander. Oh, I lost my mind there for a minute. Kiko Alonso for the Dolphins with that pretty patch. A pretty little Josh Rosen for the Cardinals. Vita Vea for the Bucks. Juju Smith-Schuster for my Pittsburgh Steelers. Ito Smith for the Falcons. And TJ Watt, I love that kid, also for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Eric, I didn't see a number on that Super Bowl insert. And you know, I looked for that like a couple of different times when we had it. Hang on a second. I'll bring it up and we'll... Sometimes, you know, guys, I might overlook it when you will see it. So I'll show it to you again and see if you guys spot something that I am missing. Because, you know, my deal is this. I had some eye surgery many years ago, and it didn't go so well. So my eyes are really messed up. And also my vision fluctuates. So some days I see better than others. And one eye can see distance, but not up close. One eye can see up close, but it has to be really up close, but no distance. So the problem is I can see really far away or really close up, but the place where we do these breaks, this kind of middle ground, is oftentimes tough for me to see, especially on little things. So I don't see any number on here unless I'm just overlooking it. I mean, Eric, I don't see one. So does anybody else see one that I just somehow like am not seeing? I don't see it. So I'm thinking it is unnumbered. Okay, so, oh, excellent. Thank you, Sam. Yep, we were waiting on you, and we, basically, there were 3 of you in total that needed to pay. I checked it a minute ago, saw the other 2 were good, and we were just going to slide it back to after Allen and Ginter if we had to, but it looks like we are good to go, so thank you, man. I appreciate you getting that all squared away for me, and that's going to bring us into encased basketball. If I can get the correct spreadsheet up, we'll be doing all right, won't we? I think the static electricity from this storm has shorted out my brain tonight. All right, so if you have not seen this before, please take a moment and glance up there. I'm projecting that your shipping date for everything we're breaking tonight to be Wednesday. I would love to get it out to you sooner. I will try very hard to get it out to you sooner, but right now I'm going to project it as Wednesday. And if you happen to get skunked in gold standard or encased, I don't think anybody will get skunked in Ginter. Any consolation cards that you are due for a team that doesn't pull anything will be sent with the rest of your break. That's because those are paid shipping breaks. You would also be sent at the same time any consolation cards that you might be due for any outstanding no pull teams over the last 90-day period. So I track it for a rolling 90 days. 8 boxes of 2017-18 encased basketball. This is a full case break. It's break number 7. Of course, it ended tonight, the 20th of July. We're busting into it the 20th of July. And it is the last of the encased that I have. Yeah. Now, of course, I said that before, and then I brought in a couple more cases that I bought. But I probably won't do that again because we've got Spectra, of course, on hand. And then we've got Cornerstones that's coming out to us on Wednesday of next week. So we're going to be breaking a lot of Spectra between now and Wednesday. I think 5 cases we're breaking in total of Spectra. And then we'll have a handful of cases of Cornerstones to get ourselves worked through. And then they even announced still yet some whole entirely other basketball product for 2017-18 again. So I don't even remember the name of this stupid one. It's not stupid in the sense that I'm sure it'll be a nice product. It's stupid because it makes me mad that they're still releasing 2017-18 products all the way up until the end of September. Like, can you please just start giving us the new rookies? But you guys know that's always irritated me. Makes me somewhat crazy. And so, yeah. When I saw that new one come out today, projected to release like September the 19th or something stupid like that, I was like, are you kidding me? And they still haven't even announced Flawless yet. So, you know, Flawless usually brings up the tail end. So we're going to be breaking Flawless in like October. I mean, 2017-18 Flawless. We should already, oh, it just makes me crazy. But anyway. So the moral of the story is I don't know if we'll get any more encased in or not. But we are going to have loads of other stuff to open. So it's going to be fun either way. All right. So that's the deal. Now, in here, if you haven't done a break of this, this is a tremendously awesome product. And I love it very much. It started in football last year, or actually in 2016. So 2 years ago. So we've had encased in football 2016, 2017. I'm sure we'll have it in 2018. And this is its first go round in basketball. So one card in every box. That one is graded, which is pretty awesome. And then we will also have in here another autographed card. We'll have a relic in here. And like so many of our other high-end products, all of our cards are going to be numbered, even our base. So Dwight Howard and the Hornets get things started off numbered to 25. We're following that up with Derek White and the Spurs to 99 with a little relic. Why did I leave my trash on the table? I don't know. The Oklahoma City Thunder is Russell Westbrook to 99. I know, like I'm challenged tonight, aren't I? I'm struggling. I don't know what my problem is this evening. We have a redemption, and you know that I'm going to be mean and awful and give you cruel and unusual punishment and leave it flipped face down until we get to the end of the break because I'm bad that way. Bad that way. Our first graded card for the night is headed to the Knicks with Frank Ntilikina. That is numbered to 99. It is a 9.5 card grade, and as you saw on the back, a 9 autograph grade. So the New York Knicks with the first graded card. And our redemption is, I don't know who, but I can tell you that we have pulled redemptions out of here for Donovan Mitchell. I believe we pulled some redemptions for, well, we pulled some live stuff for Dennis Smith Jr. though too. I can't remember who all of our redemptions are, but I do know that Donovan Mitchell is one redemption possibility. LaMarcus Aldridge to 10 for the Spurs. I think Kyrie might have been a redemption in here too. Avery Bradley and the Clippers to 99. Oh, Sam, I just looked over there and saw you said maybe you'll be lucky and the Rams will be in this break. That's funny, man. I'm sorry we didn't do any good for you, though. That does make me feel bad. I'm sorry about that. Bam Adebayo and the Miami Heat, and those are cool, cool, cool patches. That's numbered to 10, and I love those relics. And we have not pulled a whole lot of really low-numbered relics out of Encase, so pretty happy with that one. Doug Collins, legendary for the Philadelphia 76ers. It is numbered to 49. Oh, I keep wanting to flip that myself. No, we're holding it. We're holding you in suspense. Our encased card is also Bam Adebayo. And it's also numbered to 10. How about that? You got a bookend pair of Bam Adebayos to 10. The nice relics a moment ago. Here, the autograph card. The card grade is 9. The autograph grade is 10. Of course, many of you, most of you, all of you remember that the subgrades, they don't use the subgrades on the cards in Encased. I remember when Encased Basketball came out for 2016, we were all like, where are the subgrades? Like, what happened to them? Nobody knew. And then, of course, shortly thereafter, Beckett announced, oh, yeah, we'll now grade stuff for less if you don't want the subgrades. And then we knew. This is /99 Robin Lopez and the Chicago Bulls. Luke Kennard and the Pistons /99. C.J. McCollum is coming up next for the Portland Trailblazers. And C.J. is numbered /99. Looks like the Magic are on deck with DJ Augustin. Augustin. Is it Augustin? Augustin? Oh, well. DJ's safe. So it is DJ /99. DJ it shall be. Oh, we can't do that yet. Look at this. Hey, Sixers. Look what we found for you. Markelle Fultz. Numbered /99. Card grades out at 9.5. Autograph grades out at 10. I think that's maybe the first graded Fultz that I've seen in encased. We pulled some relics and various things like that, but I don't remember pulling any other graded ones. Might have, but I don't remember it if we did. Vince Carter /99. That's for the Sacramento Kings. Here comes Sergey for the Raptors. That is /99. On deck is Vucevic for the Orlando Magic. Also very nice patches and numbered /10. So we got a couple of nice relics coming out of here tonight. Hey, Greg, what did you say is numbered a while ago? You said some are numbered. Are you talking about those Super Bowl inserts from Gold Standard? Or are you talking about something else? Bill Laimbeer. There is a little Hall of Fame blast from the past for the Detroit Pistons /99. At least I'm assuming you were talking about the Super Bowl insert in Gold Standard. For some reason, I didn't see it till just now. Yeah, you were talking about Super Bowl. Okay. Yeah, I wonder why ours wasn't. I feel kind of ripped off now, knowing that some are numbered. Well, not ripped off, but I always want the best we can get for you guys. It's just how I am. John Collins and the Atlanta Hawks. That's numbered /99. The card grades out at 9.5. The autograph grades out at a 10. But at least I'm greedy on your behalf, right? That's the good news, I guess. Avery Bradley /99 for the Clippers. We're following that up with Paul Millsap and the Nuggets /99. The big man, Karl Anthony Towns /99 for the T-Wolves. And here comes a Milwaukee Buck with Malcolm Brogdon. Well, Malcolm, why don't you cooperate with me? That's numbered /49. This is another kind of interesting thing. Usually we find one of these per case that has a relic and a signature. But then we had a case the other day that had, no kidding, like 5 or 6 of those in there. It was insane. And then another case where I think maybe we had 2 or 3, but most of the cases only have 1. But a few of the cases have like a zillion, so it's rather odd. Well, come on out of there. TJ Leaf and the Pacers /99 with a little inscription on it to boot. Card grades out at 9.5. Autograph grades out at 10. Indiana Pacers have their first graded card of the night. Tony Parker /99 for the Spurs, although not really. I mean, this card is for the Spurs and will go to the Spurs. I'm just referring to the fact that he's moving away and going to be joining Charlotte. Ivan Rabb and the Grizzlies /99. LeBron James is on deck for the Cavaliers. And LeBron's relic is numbered /299. Pistons are coming up next with Andre Drummond. That's a nice looking card /49. don't forget we still have a redemption to flip too. So Malik Monk, Charlotte Hornets. Autograph is graded to a 9. We see that on the back already. Card itself grades out to 9.5, and Malik is numbered to 25. So nice low number hit there for the Hornets. And you know what? The new coach really seems like he's kind of all in with wanting to work with Malik and kind of improve some of his deficiencies, if you will, and get him into the rotation on a regular basis. So I know he was a little disappointing last year in his rookie year in comparison to what we thought he was going to be. But I do still think there's some hope for Malik Monk to turn the corner. Zach Randolph to 25 for the Kings. For the Atlanta Hawks, here is Prince, numbered to 99. On deck, I see a Timberwolf. It's Kevin Garnett. Hey, that's cool. To 99. Nuggets have a hit with Jokic. It's to 49, relic and signature. So Nuggets, yay. Our graded card is Harry Giles. And it is a card grade of 9.10. The card is numbered to 10. And the autograph grades out at a 10. So almost all 10s. Last box mojo, guys. So if we have not pulled what you're looking for yet, now is the time to get it working. Get your mojo working. We need the big hits, the big booming hits to come out of here. Patrick Beverley. That is numbered to 25 for the Clippers. Jordan Bell and the Warriors to 99. For the Raptors, Kyle Lowry to 99. And the T-Wolves are on deck again. That is numbered to 49. Notice I just say that. Tom. We're just going to call him Tom. Our last graded card. Who's it going to be? Phoenix Suns, Josh Jackson. And we have an autograph grade of 9. That's what you see there on the back. An overall card grade of 9.5. And the card itself grades out to a 99. Now we need to flip our redemption. I think so far, unless it's on this redemption, this would be the first case that we had where we didn't hit either Donovan Mitchell or Jason Tatum or Lonzo Ball. They've been in every case that we've had. One of those three, sometimes two of the three. So I hope that this is one of them, because I'm going to kind of hate to lose our streak here at the end with encased. And it is, oh, it's Kyrie. Well, see, I told you he was in here as an insert. So the Boston Celtics taking home Kyrie Irving endorsements. And I'm going to bring you along with me. We'll roll over to the Panini checklist. We'll try to figure out what Kyrie's going to be numbered to on that. So let's wander over that way and see what we come up with. If you don't know this already, Panini has their checklist on their website. Goes all the way back to 2009, and it is super, super handy. It's one of my favorite things about their deal, their setup, whatever you want to call it, is that they have this available, because it's pretty awesome. And let's go down here to endorsements, and Kyrie is card number, what is that? I forgot to look. 20. So it is going to be numbered to 25. So that is a nice low number Kyrie Irving hit for the Celtics. So at least they're not going home empty-handed if you're the Celts. And we're going to recap now our encased. And when we finish our recap here, then of course we will be rolling right on into Allen and Ginter baseball. So might be a little bit off my mark. I had thought it would probably be about 30 to 40 minutes. I think it's really turned out to be closer to 50 minutes, but a little off in my estimating this evening. So Allen and Ginter folks, I appreciate your patience tonight while we work our way towards your break. And then, of course, tomorrow night we'll be back into Spectra again. We just took a break from Spectra tonight to bust into the last of the encased, which I guess I probably should have just done before we got to Spectra, but I don't know. Somehow I didn't get it worked out. A lot of stuff to break. There's so much stuff coming out at such a rapid pace, you know. You gotta kind of... You have to kind of juggle things around to get it all taken care of and all broken. And before you know it, we'll be at Topps Chrome. Somebody asked me last night about the Topps release calendar, and it changed massively when it came out today. There were, at least from the last one I had seen, there were, oh gosh, 6 or 7 changes on it. But Topps Chrome... Oh, I forgot we pulled Markel, so we did still pull, yeah. Anyway, there were a bunch of changes, but Topps Chrome still was showing as August 1st. So whoever asked me that, if you're on tonight, whoever asked me that last night, it is still August 1st. Now let me get our Allen and Ginter boxes up here. Of course, this is the back half of the case that we started on release night, which was, of course, Wednesday night. So we've got the remaining 6 boxes from that particular break are what we're going to be busting into tonight. If I can get them all out of here, that is. And of course, we have a little spreadsheet information to look over before we start on that. But I'm sure my basketball guys and gals are probably getting ready to take off. So once again, thank you all for being here tonight and participating in the break. I appreciate you joining me, and hopefully we'll see you again. We got a lot of basketball rolling out in the next week or so here as we go along. So plenty of basketball to keep us busy if that's your kind of groove. I went to the wrong page first. There's where we need to be first. So I imagine everybody's seen this by now, but on the off chance somebody didn't, I'm projecting a Wednesday shipping date. Should not have to worry about anybody getting skunked in here. This is a base card heavy product, and every team is going to pull some cards. So 6 boxes of 2018 Topps Allen and Ginter baseball. It's a half case break. Break number 2, like everything else that we've opened up tonight, it ended tonight, the 20th of July. Team names are on the left, winning bidders across from it on the right. The only thing that's a little different than normal is we have some extra categories in here because, well, it's Allen and Ginter. We have a non-baseball celebrity category. So that's going to be, you know, actors, other athletes, World Series of Poker guy. So anybody who's famous for whatever they're famous for, and they're not a baseball player, then they're going to go to that category, okay? Then there's some inserts for baseball equipment, whether those are full-size or whether they are mini, they're going to go to that category. And ditto on non-baseball celebrity, can be full-size or mini. Then we have beaches and moons, and I think there's some other like outdoory kind of thing that I forgot to include in there, and if we see it, I'll let you know what it is, and I'll tell you where it's going to go, but probably it's going to go to beaches and moons. And again, those are full size or mini. If they're a beach or a moon, that's where they're going to go. Then we have minis that are not baseball players and minis that are not celebrities. So that's like, I don't know, there's peppers, types of peppers, and a handful of other things. Native Americans maybe is why there's a bunch of them. So any of the ones that don't fall into one of those other categories, if it's a mini, it's going to go to that category right there that says not a baseball player, not a celebrity, obviously not beaches and moons or baseball equipment. So I think hopefully that has got everybody all squared away with how Allen and Ginter is going to work. And excuse me 1 second here. because I heard some commotion downstairs and I'm just trying to figure out what it is. So I'm sorry. Just give me 1 second. Sometimes it gets a little feisty while I'm up here doing my work. So I'm just making sure there's no bloodshed. And I didn't see any blood, so I guess we're okay. That's kind of my gauge, if there's bloodshed or not. And of course, each of our Allen and Ginter boxes are going to have a box loader in them. Sometimes they're the big ones, sometimes they're the little ones, like that one. And I think in the first half of the case, we pulled 2 of the little ones, 4 of the big ones. I think that's right. But it'll be a mix, most likely, of them. And as you can see, we're going to be looking for 3 hits in every box. It can be an autograph card, a relic card, a rip card, a printing plate, or a booklet. Among our 3 hits, it can be any of those possibilities. Dale is here for the Cardinals, the Jays, the Padres, the Pirates, the Phillies, and the Tigers. You got a good haul tonight, Dale. I like it. Carlos Correa and the Houston Astros, our first box loader there. Box topper, whatever you prefer to call it. And of course, it takes a while to get all this stuff out of the pack. So that's always the longest part of the break, is just getting everything out of the packs. Generally speaking, 1 per box. We should also find a home run challenge card. If you are unfamiliar with those, they are cards that have, could be any player on the front. They have a little code on the back, and you can scratch it off, take that code, go to the website that Topps gives you on the back of the card, and you pick a game, pick a date that corresponds with a date that your player is playing in a game. And if you pick a date where he hits a home run, then you get a special card of your player. And I believe that card is a Topps Now card. I think it's a produced on demand type deal. You also get entered if you win that. So you get your date right, your guy hits a home run in the game that you chose. Then you also would get entered into a drawing, I think, for like next year's home run derby or next year's All-Star game or something like that. So, and of course, you guys all know what our I think this is a hot box, because that feels like, I think this is a different surface than we normally have. You know what I'm talking about when I say it's like, do you know how Allen and Ginter cards normally feel? These don't feel that way. They're slick on the front. So I think this is the hot box, or a hot box. We usually find one like that. In the past, they've had a rainbow foil type deal, but this appears to be a different surface, I believe. Okay, so Indigenous Heroes, for instance. Indigenous Heroes, which is what I was calling Native Americans, I guess. That little mini goes to the non-baseball, non-celebrity minis category. And of course, this is what our baseball equipment look like. You know, it has its own category. The rest of these are baseball players, and we're coming upon Mike Trout. So the Angels with a nice little Mike Trout relic to get things started tonight. It's always good to start off with a Mike Trout anything, in my opinion. And a baseball mini. So maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I do not remember that being the texture, though, of our other cards. When we get into another box, I'm going to tell you in a minute, but I think it's a hot box of some sort. So, World's Greatest Beaches, you know the deal on that. Beaches and moons both combined into one category. That is an example of a card that is a non-baseball celebrity category. Here is the Home Run Derby Challenge. In this case, it is Ryan Zimmerman and the Nationals. So we're kind of in the first box. We're managing to hit just about everything I was trying to tell you about. Bomb Cyclone. Yeah, Bomb Cyclone, weather phenomenons. Okay, weather phenomenons. That's we're going to put it with beaches and moons. It's all outdoors. It's all outdoors. It's all somewhat weather related. There aren't very many of those. At least there weren't in the first half of the box anyway. So any of the weather phenomenons can just go with beaches and moons, all right? So that's how that's going to go. And a little Braves mini, another beach. Non-baseball celebrity. This is, oh shoot, I just put that in the wrong spot. I'm sorry, guys. Hang on one second. I've got so many things I'm trying to keep straight in case somebody wants to recap something. So that, again, non-baseball, non-celebrity minis is how that goes. Baseball equipment. Non-baseball celebrity. Oh, stamps. Postage stamps. Non-baseball, non-celebrity mini. And our next hit out of this box is Derek Jeter. Ho-ho. A little framed Derek Jeter relic. I like it very much. And we have a pinstripe with it even. Woohoo! So first box, Mike Trout, Derek Jeter. I'm all right with that. I would have loved to have had the ink for each of them. I'll grant you that. But still, I think that's a nice way to start off. So that's 2 of the 3 that we're looking for of our hits in box number 1. Now, of course, as we continue on through here, I will not read off each time on the baseball equipment and the moons and the minis and all that. I think everybody by now probably has an idea of where each of those are going based on our bidding categories. But if you see something go by that you do have a question about specifically, then please jump into chat and let me know. Because otherwise, I think it's just a little tedious to read it off every single time once I think everybody's kind of got the hang of it. And if you don't know how to get into chat, couple things I can tell you. You need to be logged into YouTube. So if you don't have a YouTube account, you would want to create one real quickly, log into it. And from there, I believe if you're in the app and logged in, you have no problems. Chat should just appear. If you are on a mobile device like a tablet or your phone, but you're not in the app, you've gone to youtube.com from your mobile device. Not only would you have to be logged in, you would also have to hit the little link that says you want to view the desktop version. So those are the possible things you would have to accomplish to be able to see chat here on YouTube. And I don't really access email, and I typically don't access eBay or email when I'm doing a live break. Every once in a while, obviously, as you saw tonight, I will get up and check to see if something is paid or not. But other than that, I don't get into those messages while breaking. So if you ever need me during a live event, you have a question or a concern or something you want to share, chat is always going to be the way to find me. Because I will not see that other message. If you send it through eBay, I'm not going to see it until, you know, late at night or maybe even the next day. So again, this goes to baseball equipment. Obviously, I see we have a player on there that appears to be Bryce Harper wearing those sunglasses, but it is a baseball equipment insert, so that's the category that it'll go to when it is sorted. Here comes our first black framed little mini. It is Evan Longoria with a black border for the Giants. And here's a little mini Mike Trout. So if this is our hot box, and I feel like it is, I kind of have to say I think I like the rainbow hollow foil better. For the variation, I mean, because obviously, you know, there's a variation from the typical card texture or appearance when you get to the hot box. And this is just a, I don't know what the right word is to use. Basically, it's a slick front. It's not, it doesn't feel like the rest of the Allen & Ginter. That is, well, what is the insert called for this? It's a stadium. So the stadium cards are going to go with baseball equipment. Because you can't play the game without a stadium. Well, you can, but you're not going to in Major League Baseball. So stadium cards are going with baseball equipment. Other, you know, weather phenomenon cards going with beaches and moons. I always try to look at the checklist for Allen & Ginter and create the categories that will cover most of the unusual things. There's a nice Ohtani base rookie. But you know what happens is there's always something I'm not expecting. Every single year, the first time or two you break it, you're like, oh man, I didn't know that was in there. And here is Sean Doolittle with a black border for the Washington Nationals. Finally, we get to our third hit out of this box, and it is a relic card from Scott Blumstein, Poker Champion. So you know where this goes. It goes to non-baseball celebrity. So non-baseball celebrity, you have a relic for the poker dude. And there's another mini bomb cyclone, so yeah. Weather phenomenon going to be sent to beaches and moons. So we are into box number 2 at the moment. And it looks like our box topper is again one of our little mini cards here. Not exactly mini, but not exactly not. And that is Bryce Harper and the Nationals. And you know what? I don't have a top loader. Those will go in except for like a huge one, like a 5x7 top loader. And even so, I wouldn't have a sleeve that would fit it. So we'll have to, I'll probably just put those between a couple pieces of cardboard or something like that to get them shipped off to you. I don't hear any thunder or lightning, so maybe we are done with the storms for tonight. That would be awesome. We've been here all day. But it was crazy. I mean, like, it was not a tornado, but it's not funny. I don't know why I'm laughing, but it was 70-mile-an-hour straight line winds, and it took utility poles and just cracked them right in half. Laying across the road, people trapped in their cars because of the power lines all around them, to the left, to the right, and front. Last I saw, they were still trapped in their cars. Some of them had been in there like 5+ hours already. Can't get out. Couldn't do anything till they clear all that up. For the Cubbies, it is Javier Baez relic. So, I mean, it uprooted trees going through people's homes. I mean, I'm talking big, huge trees. They've been around for years. I mean, it's the kind of damage you expect from a tornado, but it was straight line winds, but they were, wicked, up to 70 miles an hour. Clayton Kershaw, and that is a black border mini, of course. And then, fortunately here, we didn't get the huge hail where I live, anyway. But not far from here, my cousin's daughter lives in Louisville, so it's a little over an hour from here, I guess. And they had baseball-size hail. Can you imagine? Baseball-size hail went right through the windshield of her car. And, of course, fortunately, she wasn't driving it at the time. She was at work, and so she wasn't in it, which is quite fortunate. But, man, I can't even imagine that. Charlie Blackmon is our relic here for the Colorado Rockies. Sam says, how come the last mini did not go to the... What are you talking about? The last mini... Which last mini? Which mini are you talking about? The... Oh, you're talking about the weather phenomenon. Oh, yeah, that's fine. That can go to there. It doesn't matter. I just had sent the full-size weather phenomenons to beaches and moons, and I really wasn't thinking about the fact of that. So yeah, I mean the little bomb cyclone absolutely can go to the non-baseball, non-celebrity with the stamps and the indigenous people and the hot peppers and whatnot. Absolutely. The full-size weather phenomenon will go with beaches and moons. The mini weather phenomenon to non-baseball, non-celebrity mini category. Does that make sense? I just wasn't thinking about it, Sam. I'm sure I probably would have, well, I would like to hope. I think I would have caught it when I was sorting it, and it probably would have sorted to the right place, which then would have just confused the moons and beaches people. But yeah, I apologize, man. I just misspoke on that. I was thinking about the full size, and of course the minis, they do have their own category for stuff like that. Wade Boggs, black border, Boston Red Sox. Oh, I called it wrong on the other night too? Is that what you're saying? Or are you saying I called it right the other night and I called it wrong tonight? I think you're saying I called it right the other night and wrong tonight. Because I'm telling you, my brain is just off the mark tonight in general. I don't know why, but I am a little off the mark tonight, I think. So there's, again, Indigenous Heroes, non-baseball, non-celebrity minis category. And that other one where I said I believed that was our variation for the hot box, it was. These are back to our regular Allen and Ginter cards. So we don't have our cool little rainbow hollow foil for the hot box variation this year. You just have the, what I'm going to call the slick front. The glossy is what I should call it. The glossy front is our hot box variation apparently. So yeah. Yeah, I need to probably just, I think I've already got another break, or do I have, yeah, maybe have another break or two of this listed, but beyond the other Allen and Ginter that are listed, the next group I list, I'll probably just create a category for weather phenomenon, so that we don't have those just kind of hanging out in midair, and I'll officially add the word stadium to the baseball equipment one, so that, you know, on the rare occasion that we pull stadiums, I shouldn't say rare, we're going to pull some, but those will be officially in the title so that everybody knows they're going to get baseball equipment and a stadium. A little mini Ohtani for the Angels. That's nice. My man, Hank Aaron. I love Hank Aaron. Hank Aaron and Johnny Bench are my two guys that I like the best from retired or historical baseball players, however you want to phrase that. current favorite player is. I mean, I like lots of guys who play the game these days, but I mean, I guess it's probably Joey Votto, just because I love Joey Votto and I love my Reds. But I like an awful lot of other guys too. We have a mini coming up. It is a framed comedian, Steve, oh boy, Simon, whatever. He is a framed comedian. He goes to non-baseball celebrity. So we have non-baseball celebrity has an autograph and a relic tonight. That category is cleaning up at the moment, aren't they? They do always put some interesting non-baseball people in here. And some of them I go back in future years and think, oh man, why didn't I collect that? Because then later I want it. Here's our Home Run Derby Challenge, and this one, of course, is for the Indians with Edwin Encarnacion. And box number 2 is out of the way. We are starting on box number 3 of 6 right now. This is a full-size box topper. Actually, you know what? Let's just make this easier. That's all the way around an easier way to do it. And it is Shohei Ohtani for the Angels coming out with our box topper. Be nice if that was signed, wouldn't it? I think so anyway. We may as well not put that back in there yet because we'll probably want to recap it. So I guess Manny Machado's out on the West Coast now. Wonder what that would be like in terms of just, you have so little amount of notice and you just got to kind of pick up and move your life. Of course, they're paid a lot of money, so they probably just hire somebody to pick up and move their life, but still, it's got to be kind of weird. I mean, think about the Matt Harvey-Devin Mesoraco trade. They were playing each other, so it's kind of just like, okay, well, walk across the field, you're over there now. Okay, well, that's fine, but then guess what? You have to move all your stuff here from New York, or you have to move all your stuff to New York, depending on which one of the two you were. I just think that would be super stressful. Of course, I guess they all keep one primary home that they go to in the off season, and then I guess you just have kind of what's the equivalent of a little go bag or something, and do what you have to do if you get traded off in the middle of the season. The Indians, Jay Bruce, back-to-back Indians for the Home Run Challenge. How about that? More chances to win. And some of those, by the way, I looked at some prices of a few of the cards that you get when you are correct and your player hits the home run. Prices for some of those are pretty good, as a matter of fact. There is little Manny Machado for the Orioles. And we have Nelson Cruz coming out for the Mariners. I don't know who that comedian was. Do any of you guys know that comedian that we saw a minute ago? I'm kind of thinking back to what we've pulled so far. Well, Sam, that's a good point. He won't move all of his stuff until he figures out where he's going to sign in 2019. That is true. But you still got to play the rest of this season, so he's got to move some stuff. I mean, I don't guess he has to, but you would think that he would move some stuff. clothes, car, stuff like that, but maybe not. I don't know. It just seems like it would be a super stressful kind of scenario because you don't have a lot of time. I mean, you've got to find a place to live. Even if you're renting a place, I guess you just get a hotel and then get your wife or girlfriend or mother or somebody to go find you an apartment place to live while you're out playing ball. I don't know. And Andrew Benintendi for the Red Sox. Yeah, I mean, maybe a hotel the whole time, but I mean, you're talking about through October. That's, of course, again, they've got tons of money. I guess they don't care how much they spend on a hotel. There's a mini on the bottom, so we're going to grab him. And then we have a framed mini. Oh, Johnny Bench, my other favorite player. That picture of Jose Canseco looks like Kurt Russell, didn't it? A little bit. I kind of thought so. Anyway, we are coming upon another hit. It is a framed. Oh, Sloane Stephens. Huh, tennis. I love tennis too, as you know. I wish that were Serena Williams, but of course she was in here several years ago. And Sloane Stephens was just voted female tennis player, the ESPYs. So here she is in a nice little framed autographed mini, which of course again goes to non-baseball celebrity. Oh yeah, I'm sure, Sam. I mean, again, as I said, when you've got that much money, I'm sure you can pay or hire somebody to do pretty much anything that you need to have done, and they probably don't worry in the least about the money. I'm just thinking mentally, it's probably kind of hard to think about picking up in the middle of the season. You're leaving your friends, your teammates, your city, and you're going across the country, and you don't have all your stuff and whatever. I mean, maybe it doesn't bother them in the least. I don't know, but I would think it would be a little challenging in some regard, but maybe not. Well, yeah, Dale, I didn't think about that. If the players have children in school, yeah. I would guess at that point, though, wouldn't they probably, in a situation like this anyway, where it's not probably going to be a permanent trade as much as it is kind of a rental for the Dodgers through October, I would think that probably, your wife or your mother or your girlfriend, whoever's in town there helping you out would probably stay and keep the kids in the former city, although it would not be fun to be away from your kids for that many months. I wouldn't think they would uproot the kids, but they might. I don't know. Chicago White Sox with Jose Abreu. But that is a good point, Dale. I didn't even think about that. Kids and pets and family and things. And then eventually you just end up like LeBron James, where you have so much money and you have nothing left to prove. And so you just pick out the team that's where you want to live and you say, that's where I'm going. And then that solves that. Because that's pretty much what he did. I mean, he just basically, I want to live in LA and I've got my choice of the Clippers or the Lakers. Okay, I'll go Lakers. Well, yeah, Sam. I mean, of course, they're out of school right now. I think Dale was just kind of talking about in general, not specifically right this moment about Manny Machado. I think he was just kind of in general saying that that would be a hard circumstance if you were a player traded, somewhere along the way, and maybe it were a permanent trade, and then you've got to worry about being away from your kids and then getting them moved around or whatever. So I am sure that you are right about all of that stuff, but we were just kind of musing about what it would be like, I guess, for more the regular people like us. All right, we are into box number 4 that is coming out right at the moment. So we are, at our halfway point. We've opened 3. We have 3 left, counting the one that I'm unpacking at the moment. So we're halfway there. Oh, all right. Just to complicate things further, it's a natural wonders box topper. Like, I didn't even know there was a natural wonders box topper. I don't think I've ever pulled a box topper that hasn't been a player. So, how about that? Well, as I said earlier, if it's not a mini and it's an outdoors thing, it goes to Beaches and Moons. So Beaches and Moons, you just have a Natural Wonders box topper added to your haul. All right, let's stop and see what we have. I can't delay my gratification any further. There is another little base Ohtani rookie. I don't know why I call it little, but it is a full-size card that for some reason I decided to call little. But it was a regular Ohtani rookie. We pulled a nice Ohtani autograph out of our first case of Optic last night. We had a really good Optic break. Kevin Maytan was in there, Vlad Guerrero Jr., Ohtani. Trying to think, there was a couple of other really good autographs in there too. I was really happy with the way Optic went last night. For the Cardinals, it's Molina with a black framed mini. And then we have a black framed mini for Destin Pedroia. And there's another baseball equipment. This is a little mini stadium. So again, because this is a mini and there's a specific category that is minis that are not celebrities or baseball players, that goes to non-baseball, non-celebrity minis. The full-size parks, for now, we're going to go with baseball equipment. At some future point, all of the baseball parks will be with all of the baseball equipment in one single category, mini and full. But for now, they're going to go like that. Christian Yelich for the Brewers is our relic. Oh, I hear thunder starting up again. Every time I think the silly weather has moved on, it turns around and rolls right back through here. We needed the rain for sure, but probably did not necessarily need the 70-mile-an-hour winds. But definitely glad to have the rain. Yeah, it totally leveled a bunch of my flowers of our black-eyed Susans. Like, I don't need to be worrying about flowers, right? I mean, I know people had stuff going through their car windows and their houses and everything else. But I was just thinking about out back, we were pretty lucky. Normally, there's some older trees back there, and quite often when a high wind scenario like that comes through, we'll lose some branches and they'll kind of fall where they fall. But we didn't really have maybe, one or two small branches out in the yard, nothing really very much at all, other than it just flattened all the black-eyed Susans. But beyond that, we really here didn't have much at my house. Nelson Cruz Mariners. So yeah, Mom and her mom's house wasn't in too bad a shape. She said a few things. So Dad, of course, as you know, I told you guys earlier, they've lost electricity and everything else, which I'm not a fan of. Jake Arrieta and the Phillies. Because, my dad is very spry for his age, but he is in his 80s, so you kind of have to watch out for stuff like that. Total Solar Eclipse Mini, non-baseball, non-celebrity. And a framed Don Mattingly to 10. Yankees, that's pretty cool. Numbering up there in the upper left corner. That's one of the little fabric minis. Well, why can I not get it in the sleeve? Just one of those that didn't want to cooperate there for a minute. Here's our comedian guy again. We have his autograph. Now you have his relic as well. He is non-baseball celebrity category. Oh, you know what? I said that this, I just realized this. I said that this, no, that's solar. I was right the first time. For a minute, I thought it said, I don't know, I thought it was a lunar eclipse. And I'm like, no, wait, that would go to the moon's category. But no, it said solar. So I was right the first time. It is minis, non-baseball, non-celebrity. I don't know why that hit me like 10 minutes after the fact, but it did. Alrighty. The remnants of box number 4. Somebody's trying to jump out of the way there. Baseball superstitions. So that will also go non-baseball, non-celebrity mini. I know I said I wasn't going to read those off every time, but since I messed one up earlier and called it out as the wrong thing, I thought, oh, maybe I better at least on some of the minis. And that is, of course, same as with our indigenous heroes. I kind of wish they would just put a little pack of minis in the front of the box, so you didn't have to worry about them sliding out when you're partway through a pack. They kind of want to slide off of the rest of the cards. But I know that wouldn't really make sense, because then whoever just opened the box first would just take all the minis. So I know from a practical standpoint it does not work, but it would be nice if it were that way. Here comes box 5 of 6. your empty box. Let's see who's in our box topper here. I always feel like I need to shake them down a little bit if I'm going to use the scissors. Gotta make sure they're way at the other end. Another Natural Wonders. Is it the exact same one that we had a minute ago? No, I think it's slightly different. Ever so slightly different. That one was the Amazon Rainforest, I think. Dale, remind me again who your teams are. You got a bunch. Cardinals and Padres, and who else did you have? You've got to try to get your mojo on track, because you had a lot of teams in here tonight. We should be able to find you something. But we have pulled a lot of non-baseball celebrity tonight, more so than normal, actually, with our relics and signatures, both. Don't usually find quite as many as we have this evening so far. The Jays, Pirates, Phillies, Tigers. Okay, those are the others. All right, my friend, I will see what I can find for you, Dale. We're going to do our very, very best to get hits that everybody likes. Of course, I think part of the appeal, as you know, of Allen and Ginter is the fact that there's a lot of variety in it. I enjoy that about it. Some people don't like it. In fact, there are lots of people that won't, they don't even buy into breaks for Allen and Ginter because they don't like the fact that there's all the extra non-baseball stuff. But I think it's kind of cool. I've always enjoyed it. Just makes it slightly more challenging to break it sometimes, because you got to create all those other categories. I mean, it's not that hard to create the categories, but I mean, just to keep it all straight and all that stuff. Sam, no, all of the cards, you're asking about the glossy front cards. Every card that we pulled out of that first box was our hot box. So all of the base cards in that very first box of the evening are the glossy front. But they're the only ones that are the glossy front. Because there's always a hot box in Allen and Ginter that will have all the base cards as something. Last year they were all in kind of like a rainbow hollow foil, if you will, for the picture part of it, which was an oval last year. And that's how you knew that they had come out of the hot box. This year, they all apparently have that glossy front. So that's how you know. But you won't find those in anywhere but the hot box. You said... pathetic foil cards, I recall, were in the packs last year. The foil was last year, the rainbow colored foil. Yeah, with the kind of oval, as the picture was in an oval. Those were the hot boxes last year. Yes, probably not doing a very good job describing what I'm trying to describe, but I think we're talking about the same thing. But this year, instead of that, we just have a glossy finish on the front. Kyle Seager is next out for the Mariners. You know, Dale, it's debatable. Dale's asking, are the hot box base cards worth more? Like anything else, it's going to depend on the player, you know. So you get a hot player that everybody's super pumped about, then any variation for that player is going to be worth more. If you're just talking about a regular player, I mean, not really. So I guess kind of how you look at it, I guess. Michael Conforto for the Mets is our relic on that one. Sam is saying he thinks maybe there are some others mixed in. That has not been my experience, so I don't know, guys. I mean, I've opened a half a case. I've not found any other glossy fronts except the hot box, and last year where I found the rainbow foil cards were also in the hot box. So that's how I always remember it being. So Sam, I don't know if maybe there are some glossies mixed in the packs this year, but I haven't come across any other than the hot box. Here is our rip card. It is numbered to 75. It's Mike Piazza and the New York Mets. Yeah, I mean, again, Sam, to me, I think that it kind of depends on what you're looking at there. So, um, my experience has been, I mean, I realize the price guide may say that it's worth X number of times more than the base, and sometimes it is. But again, I think it's very dependent upon which player it is. But I guess it could still, it can be that way in both regards. There's Scott Kingery with a black border, i.e. maybe you pull a player that's not that desirable and their base card sells for $1, then, you know, I guess 3 times that, maybe the glossy sells for $3. But in general, I mean, I don't think it takes too many cards up through the stratosphere being the parallel like that, unless it's somebody that's really hot, like last year Aaron Judge, this year, you know, Otani and Andahar and some of those guys. But that's just my experience with it, so I don't know. I mean, I absolutely believe you, Sam, that there were some mixed in packs too. That just wasn't my experience with it last year. I found them in the kind of in the hot boxes only, and that I remember anyway. And this year I know for sure we haven't pulled any other glossies except for what was in the hot box. But also different years kind of blend in, you know. Sometimes opened probably hundreds of thousands of cards since last year's Allen and Ginter, so I may very well be remembering that incorrectly. So I absolutely take your word for it on that, Sam. I'm just trying to think about what I remembered finding last year, but I am certain that if that's what you remember, that is also correct. Oh, I don't know about retail. I don't know what was in retail or not. I didn't open any Allen and Ginter retail last year. Andrew McCutcheon and the Giants. In fact, I haven't opened Allen and Ginter retail in a long time. I used to sometimes buy a little bit for myself to open, you know, the blaster boxes and stuff, but I haven't in a long time. Maybe I should, though. Freddie Freeman and the Atlanta Braves Home Run Challenge. I wanted to find some of the Panini football, and it's literally just called Panini football. And I can find the blaster boxes, but I can't find the higher end boxes. Well, they're not higher end, but, well, they're more expensive boxes of Panini football this year, like $30 at retail. I think they include one autographed card per box. And you should be able to get them at like Target and Walmart, any of those kind of places, but they should have come out this week, but the places I checked either didn't have them or had already sold out of them, so I haven't had any luck getting that yet. But usually the retail products I want are the Bowman Target exclusives, and my stupid Target never gets them. Like, I always go the day they're supposed to be there, and they never have them. And then they'll say, oh, check back on XYZ day, and I'll go back, and they either still never got them, or they got them all and sold them out in between. I mean, it's just like crazy. I have a hard time with my Targets. They're not reliable. There is Aaron Judge for the New York Yankees. So, yeah, I would like to find a few. I always like getting the Bowman Mega Boxes, but I can never get them either. They're always gone instantaneously. I think somebody in my city just runs around the day it comes out. I think they must go to every Walmart or every Target or whatever in the whole flipping area, and they just buy them all up immediately, because I can never get any of that stuff. Either that or it never goes to the shelf. The person stocking it, you know, selling it to their friends and family without putting it on the shelves. Who knows? I don't know. I just know I never see it. And I try, too. Like, I really wanted that Bowman Mega Box last year and this year. And this year I thought, well, it'll be a lot easier to get because there's not that much in it that's, I mean, I guess Acuna was maybe in it, but not the same kind of frenzy that we had around it last year. And by golly, I couldn't get any this year either. And we have, oh, it's Rowdy for the Nationals. A nice little framed mini autograph for the Nats. And a lot of my stores seem like they're carrying a lot less in trading cards in terms of retail stuff. Like we have a handful of Walmarts around here, relatively close by. Some of them don't have hardly any cards. Even the bigger ones have a much smaller selection. They used to have a huge section of trading cards of all different types, and now they have hardly any. And Target has hardly any. They've just really shrunk their sections down to next to nothing. For the Dodgers, it is Cody Bellinger with the Home Run Derby Challenge, which really doesn't make sense to me that much. I mean, honestly, the trading card industry as a whole been on a pretty good little uptick for a few years now. So I'm kind of surprised that they're going the opposite direction, stocking less stuff instead of more. Weird. Mark McGuire. That's kind of cool too, huh? Piece of the baseball bat. But you know what else is cool about it? Dale, we conjured you up a hit for the St. Louis Cardinals. How about that? I don't know what that means. You said could be an autographer. What does that mean? What could be an autographer? You know my brain's in like neutral tonight, Dale. I'm so sorry. I don't know why I'm idling at a slower speed tonight than normal. I think because honestly, it's because the storm started way early in the morning and I had only been asleep for about 5 hours and it woke me up and I couldn't go back to sleep. So I haven't had enough sleep, I think, is my main problem. Well, I mean, I know a person that collects autographs, you're talking about the people who, you're saying the people who are running around buying all the stuff up at the stores is just a general person that collects autographs and not somebody who's necessarily like looking to resell it or whatever. I get it now. I got it. I told you I'm slow tonight. Took me a minute. Oh. No, I still didn't get it. Now you typed in something else. Now I get it. You mean somebody who takes the base cards to, say, for instance, batting practice and tries to get the player to come over and sign the card. That's what you meant. I got it now. So that would make sense why they would need lots of cards. Yes. But you would think it would be more cost efficient for them to buy what they need and stuff like this in hobby boxes. Or even in breaks or something other than buying. A lot of those retail products have kind of high prices for what you get. At least in relation to what you get when you buy a hobby box. But I guess I'm just biased. I'm just used to to the hobby box side of it, and I kind of prefer it. I think most of us probably prefer it because the hits are generally more plentiful. Marcus Stroman for the Blue Jays. And there is a black border Roger Maris and the Yankees. So we got to work our last box mojo here, guys. We're coming upon the last of our cards and the last of our hits. We need to see if we can't find something monstrous in here. At least we did come through for you though, Dale. So that's the one good thing. We got your a hit for you anyway. People have been chasing the whose auto? I think autocorrect got you on that. Oh, the Ohtani. Is Ohtani in the retail version of Allen and Ginter, his autograph? Maybe. But I mean, I'm just saying in general, my stores are always cleaned out. It doesn't matter who it is. I mean, like last year, this year, year before, it doesn't matter. There's somebody who just goes around and cleans them out. Obviously, last year, you know, Aaron Judge made things a little more challenging this time of the year, and ditto for this year in Ohtani. The Colorado Rockies with Nolan Arenado. But it would help, of course, if the stores carried more. I mean, that was what I was saying earlier. A few years ago, my stores would have probably had twice, 2 or 3 times the amount of shelf space that they now allocate for trading cards. Would have been what was 2-3 times that much space even a couple years ago. So they're definitely not stocking anywhere near what they used to stock. And so then they don't really sell through it either. And then you'll see it show up later on some of the online retailers buy it up and resell it, you know, that way. So, I don't know. It's a strange sort of cycle. But anyway, let's take a look at what we have tonight. So our rip card, I always love our rip cards. That is numbered to 75. It's for the Mets, and it's Mike Piazza. Home Run Derby Challenge tonight. Dodger, Brave, Mariner, Indian, National. Our box loaders. We have the Aaron Judge for the Yankees. A Natural Wonder. Another Natural Wonder. Ohtani for the Angels. It's rare to see him in a picture without his cap on, except for that introductory picture, you know, where he was standing at the podium when the Angels were introducing him. Mr. Bryce Harper for the Nationals. Go back in there, please, Bryce. And then Carlos Correa for the Astros. And then our little stack of hits over here. It's not little. Why do I keep saying everything's little tonight? It's not little. It's a big stack of hits, actually. Yeah, Sam says some of his stores, some of his Walmarts and Targets definitely get more than others. Yeah, I've seen that in the past, too, for sure. I don't really know the rhyme or reason either. I guess it would have to do with the sales, though. Arenado and the Rockies. Mark McGuire for the Cardinals. For the Nationals, we have Rowdy Reed. Michael Conforto for the Mets. For the Mariners, it's Kyle Seager. For the non-baseball celebrity category, some comedian dude named Steve. And a nice little Mattingly relic, framed fabric relic to 10 for the Yankees. followed by Christian Yelich for the Brewers. Jose Abreu for the White Sox. A little Sloane Stephens mini autograph card for non-baseball celebrity. And then we have Nelson Cruz, Mariners. Here's that Steve guy, our comedian. And that again is a framed autograph that goes to non-baseball celebrity. Charlie Blackmon and the Colorado Rockies. For the Cubbies, it's Javier Baez. For non-baseball celebrity, it's the Poker Dude. And then we started off with a nice framed Derek Jeter relic with a little pinstripe in it, no less, for the Yankees. And then the Mike Trout relic for the Angels. Oh, Dale, you said, oh yeah, you're right, Sam. He doesn't have a hat on in the base card of Allen and Ginter either. I just, in general, you know, I'm used to seeing him in a hat, so I always kind of double take when I see him not in a hat, I guess. And Dale, you said if you're in a Major League Baseball city, the stores get more. That would make sense. Somebody told me that stores that are in a college town, with Targets anyway, are supposed to get more trading card product in general than stores that are not in a college town. But of course we are a college town, and if they consider what we're getting a lot, I'd hate to see what somebody else is getting. So finally here we will roll around and take one more look at our shipping and spreadsheet information. So projecting Wednesday for everything we open tonight: Gold Standard, Encased, and Allen and Ginter. If I can get it out to you faster than that, I most certainly will. Gold Standard and Encased. If you were skunked, you didn't pull anything, not a base card, not a single thing, whatever consolation card or cards you are due will be shipped with the rest of the break, since this was a paid shipping break. And of course, Allen and Ginter, well, you just saw how many cards we went through. Every team pulled cards in that, so we don't have anything to worry about there. And we'll take a quick little run through here at the things coming up in the days ahead. Tomorrow night, a couple of autographed jerseys, baseball and football, another case of Spectra, and another case of Optic. On Sunday, we'll be back in Allen and Ginter, as well as a 9th case of Inception baseball. On Monday, we're going to do the Onyx Clubhouse Collection game-used batting gloves, a case of those. They're always fun. Gold Rush Series 2 autograph full-size helmet, a half case of Gold Standard, and a 4th case of Spectra basketball. On Tuesday, we've got our triple play baseball box. It's always fun because there's 3 autographed items in it: a jersey, a baseball, and a picture. So you got 3 shots to win in that one. And then a 5th case of Spectra and a 10th case of Inception. On Wednesday, we have a Hit Parade Series 8 autographed football jersey. And then Cornerstones basketball comes out. We'll break a full case of that. And Certified Football comes out. We'll break a full inner case of that as well. And I think that's it, because we already looked at this tonight. So I think that's all the spreadsheet info we needed to cover tonight as well. So I think that has me wrapped up for the evening. So Dale and Sam, good night to you guys too. Thanks for hanging out with me and keeping me company and joining in the break tonight and in the fun. And thanks to everyone else too. I appreciate you guys and gals. And until next time, take care now. Bye-bye.